Hello everybody. This is going to be a list of movies, the most disturbing, disgusting movies ever made in my opinion. I've seen several lists on YouTube here of guys making those movie lists and I've checked them all out. A couple of them are Mr. Ramon 420, Horrible Reviews, RSSTB, Fangirl Sarah, Gax Fangirl Sarah 2323, Sculpting Fragments, a couple other ones on there that pretty much kind of inspired me to make this list. And I watched most of the movies they recommended, and there's some on here that they didn't recommend that I would like to recommend to them too, or to anybody else. It's just my own personal opinion. And I've got 5 different lists here because I do believe that disgusting is a lot different than disturbing, and gory is a lot different than like a black comedy or a disturbing drama. So that being said, I want to start with my first list, and these are the most disgusting movies that I've ever seen in my life. And the first one of those is Debris Documentar. It's a movie by a director named Marian Dara, who sent it with a copy of his movie Reich Nis Agatis, I believe it's pronounced, not sure. But it's like a bonus disc. But you can watch it here on YouTube, and it's the most disgusting movie I've ever seen. There's no other way of putting it. It's just absolutely disgusting. The second movie, most disgusting movie I've ever seen, I actually have right here beside me, and that is the infamous Vomit Gore trilogy, particularly the second disc, Regurgitated Sacrifice. Some really, really vile, disgusting stuff that I don't care who you are will have a hard time sitting through it, and we'll actually be kind of shocked that this thing was ever even made and that it was called a movie and not some kind of vomit snuff or some shit like that. But yeah, that's the second most disgusting movie I've ever seen in my life. Number 3 is another popular one. It's called Selah, or 120 Days of Sodom. This is based on the book that was found on from the author Marquis de Sade, the guy whose name was the sole inspiration for the word sadism. So it's got some pretty disgusting and sick shit in it. On to number 4, another film by Marian Dara, which is Angel's Melancholy. Now, along with this and Debris Documentar, there are German films and there were subtitles. Ich spreche Deutsch, so I didn't honestly have to worry about that. And knowing what most they said, my passive German is good enough to understand it. And you don't really need to hear the dialogue in these movies because there's really not much to it except the visuals. So yeah, you can still check that out, and it is also on YouTube. Number 5 is on Netflix right now, and that's another German film. Fucked up Germans, man. And that's called Wetlands. This is a completely different type of film than the other ones I've read off. It's more accessible, but still pretty disgusting, and I wouldn't recommend, eating while watching it. On to number 6, Mermaid in a Manhole. This comes from the infamous Guinea Pig series. I think it's the 3rd installment. A guy finds a girl, a mermaid in a manhole, brings her home. She starts to rot. Worms are involved, a lot of pus, a lot of disgust. On to the next movie, and that would be Necromantic. The disgustingness is in the name, sex with a dead body, and a pointless stock footage of a rabbit being slaughtered at the end, which is pretty much disgusting too, so it made its place on the list. I also put down Human Centipede, which is pretty gross, more the concept than the actual movie itself. Doesn't really show a whole lot, but it's implied. Pretty disgusting. And Pink Flamingos. Scene with the singing butthole and the infamous ending where that chick follows that little dog around till it takes a shit, and then you know what happens next. Now the next list is my disturbing movies, and I started that off with the infamous Cannibal Holocaust. I haven't seen one list that anybody made that does not have this one on there, and it's usually high up in the top 3, top 5. It speaks for itself. So on to the next one. Subconscious Cruelty I thought was disturbing. I only liked 2 out of the 4 segments in this movie, but a lot of people don't like it. I liked it. Pretty disturbing too. And then Life and Death of a Porno Game from Serbia. Another sick film coming out of Serbia. Really sad film too, but a lot of disturbing moments in it. Still highly recommend it though. And then I got the August Underground series. Those are another set of films that speak for themselves. They could have also fell in the disgusting category because it's just kind of like a collage of a lot of pointless scenes. They did it on purpose because it's found footage and they wanted to make it seem real, and it worked. But there's still a lot of disturbing shit in there, so it's a must-see if you're into this type of extreme cinema. Next one I put down is Chaos. Good movie. And the last one I put down is Ebola Syndrome. The actor in this movie, the role he plays, is pretty much the worst piece of shit on the planet. Breaks every taboo. And sometimes it's funny doing it too, so I highly recommend Ebola Syndrome. Okay, moving on quickly to the next list, which is extreme gore. This is not necessarily disturbing, but it's definitely bloody as hell. And it starts off with my favorite gory movie, which is Adam Chaplin. This is a French movie from a few years back, and it's highly stylized. It's unique in several ways. It's made to look really, really dirty and bloody as heck, and I guarantee you'll like it. It's a good flick. Check it out. Also put down Martyrs, a French movie. People put it on the French extreme list. Really, really good. Really, really extreme. A lot of gore. A lot of good practical effects. And then Tokyo Gore Police, which I've not seen all of, but it's ridiculously gory, kind of almost in a funny way. And then next I have Riki-Oh. Everybody has seen that one. Not good acting, low budget, but extremely bloody and kind of entertaining. And then probably my second favorite off this list, Ichi the Killer. Ichi the Killer from Takashi Miike, the guy who did the movie Audition, which is on a lot of people's most disturbing movie list as well. This one here I thought was way more disturbing than Audition, and very, very entertaining. I really liked the lead role, and it was cast well, done really, really well. Highly recommend Ichi the Killer, and that's more accessible to most people, I would say, than a lot of these other movies on this list, which might just be a touch much. But that one I would recommend to anybody who likes extreme cinema and wants to challenge themselves a bit. Okay, our next is Murder Set Pieces. A lot of people hate on this movie. I liked it. I can get past some of the cheesy acting because I just think that the lead actor was cast really well, and it's got some pretty unique gore and kill scenes in it, and like I said, I recommend it. And then there's Guinea Pig, Flowers of Flesh and Blood, the infamous movie that Charlie Sheen called the FBI, said that it was actually a real snuff film, even though they made a making-of video with it, the DVD when it came out. But yeah, extremely real, pseudo-snuff. And then I put that right alongside the Japanese film Grotesque. They're both about the same thing, a guy in a room torturing people with really cool-looking practical effects, but nothing else. That's pretty much it. Okay, next are my overrated movies. These are just a list of movies I'm going to read real quick that people say are disturbing, which I did not find disturbing at all. And those are Dead Girl, The Woman, Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer, Seed by Uwe Boll, Rampage and Capital Punishment by Uwe Boll. Okay, movies, but not disturbing. Now, his movie Stoic was pretty disturbing. I liked it. It's actually the only one of his films I do like. The Korean film The Butcher was no good. I thought Gutterballs was stupid, not even funny. Audition, I thought, was an hour and 50 minutes of a drama and then 10 minutes of a somewhat disturbing film, so I thought it's overrated. And then Tetsuo, kind of cool, but not disturbing. And also, last but not least, Gummo, which is really fucking stupid, I think. I can't believe people actually put it on their disturbing movie list. Anyway, I didn't want to spend no time on them because I don't think they deserve it. But this list next is my black comedies. These are movies that have a lot of disturbing elements to them, but also are meant to be funny. And there's only a few here. I've got Terror Firmer, kind of funny. Funny Games was a disturbing movie that could be kind of funny. Bad Boy Bubby is another one. And my favorite one on here, well, before that, Taxidermy. That's another one. It's kind of a black comedy. It's got some pretty disturbing shit to the movie as well. But my favorite is called Long Pigs. And I fell in love with this movie the first time I've seen it, and I highly, highly recommend it. It was so well cast. It's not a new concept. It's about two documentary filmmakers who follow a cannibal around as he kills people for his recipe. And it's just so perfectly cast. It's, like I said, it's not a new concept. Somebody in France made a movie similar to this where they followed a guy around, a serial killer. I can't remember the name of that movie, though. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, please leave it in the comments section, where they just follow him around and watch him kill people and make a documentary about it. Except this one, they do it, and he don't just kill them, though. He eats them, too. And he famously quotes, well, if you weren't supposed to eat them, then why would they taste so good? But it's a really, really good movie. Highly recommend it. Long Pigs. And my last list here is for dramas, disturbing dramas, not overly gratuitous violence or bloodshed, but certainly disturbing. And those are Morris County from Beneath the Underground, a series of 3 short films, pretty disturbing movies or films. Seasoning House, which I believe you can watch on Netflix right now. Eastern European sex trade, sex slave type movie, pretty disturbing scenes in that one. Eden Lake, Irreversible, really, really disturbing and unsettling rape scene in that movie, makes you feel really, really nauseous. That's a French film by Gaspar Noé, that is also on Netflix. Antichrist, I know you can watch that on YouTube. That's a really good one from Lars von Trier, especially the third act. It gets really, really crazy. But a really good movie too. William Dafoe, Charlotte Gainsbourg. Highly recommend that one. This one, next one, Piano Teacher. Wow, what to say about this? This is simultaneously the most boring and drawn-out movie I've watched, as probably one of the best movies that I've ever watched. I mean, it's a weird combination because it is so slow. I actually fast-forwarded through parts, and that seems kind of odd to say that you did that through a movie that you really, really enjoyed, but it was that slow in some parts. But man, the lead actress in this movie, I know her. I've seen her before out on the streets. I mean, she was cast so well. I know that this person exists, even though it's just a movie. And wow, man, it's so disturbing, so well made. It's made by Mikhail Haneke, the guy who made Funny Games and Caché and a couple other good movies. I've been kind of getting into some of his stuff. I'd like to see some more of his other stuff. But Piano Teacher, yeah, you can watch that on Netflix now. Just give it a chance. It takes a minute to get into it, but wow, it's pretty interesting, disturbing shit. And then there is Fat Girl, which you can watch on YouTube as well. That's a French film, which is another film that's disturbing in a way that it seems so realistic and could happen. And the last act in that movie there too is pretty disturbing, catch off guard. And then a movie that was recommended by Horrible Reviews, which is Dead Man's Shoes. I agree that was expertly cast, and like he said, you have to watch it with subtitles even though it's the English language, because them herding hillbillies from Scotland over you can't understand a single damn word that they say. So anyway, that's my list. If you guys have any more recommendations, I would appreciate it. And keep on doing what you do. Have a good one. Peace out.